Hello, welcome back to another one of Paul's beer reviews. I hope you're doing well today. I've got a beer from Australia, Canberra, their capital, and this has just been voted by the Australian people as the best craft beer in Australia. And get this, it's the second year in a row it's happened. This is from BentSpoke Brewery, and this is their Crankshaft IPA. And it's coming in at something. What's the ABV on this bad boy? It is 5.8% ABV. It's got a little indicator on the bottom of what it does. So hops, almost a full glass, malts and yeast, half a glass. That's what it's saying. So it's going to be a hoppy bad boy, this one. So BentSpoke Brewing Company in Canberra, Crankshaft, Cranking IPA. 2 years in a row, it's been voted the #1 craft beer in Australia. This was kindly sent to me by Travis in Melbourne. Thank you, Travis, again. You might have seen me doing an unboxing of the beers that he sent me. So the timing is perfect because literally in the last few days, this has just won the award for #1 craft beer in Australia for the second year running. So it promises to be a little bit special. There's a little bit about the brewery. It says, nothing worthwhile comes easily. Taking the familiar road can rob life of its flavour. So at BentSpoke, we take a more adventurous route, knowing all too well that it'll bend a few spokes along the way. Certified independent. We've got a little independent mark there, just to let everyone know. There's kind of artwork in the background of the can, but to the naked eye, that's a silver and grey can. Very simple. Can for quality and outdoor enjoyment. Well, we're not going to go outside because it's cold, so we're staying indoors. Brewed and canned in Canberra by BentSpoke Brewing. Yeah, that's all she wrote. But 2 years in a row, Australia's #1 craft beer. I can't wait for this one. Let's get it into a glass and see what it's all about, shall we? Like I say, to win the nation's favourite craft beer once is an achievement, but to do it 2 years in a row, that's pretty special. So I am expecting something pretty special, to be honest. And I'll tell you what, that looks banging. That has all the colour you would want from a sort of traditional looking IPA. I was going to say West Coast, but you know what? It's hazy, but not completely hazy. That is holding on to a solid 2-finger, slightly spacious, slightly foamy looking head. I've got this in the Lord's glass, cheap plug. But yeah, that looks fantastic. Let's get me snouting. Very hoppy, again. Citrusy, grapefruit, bit of orange. Very, very slight vegetal, kind of oniony aroma to it. I mean, this isn't a fresh beer either. I mean, this was canned last June, but it's still holding that hoppy aroma is still quite pungent. Carbonation is hard to make out because it's a very cold beer, but there are some bubbles floating around in this one. You see the light there? You can actually see it better than I can. But yeah, it's decent enough carbonation. It's just starting to die down a little bit now. Let's give it a cheeky top up. Wallop. So yeah, BentSpoke, first time I've had anything from these guys. I'm very excited. Cheers, everyone. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Juicy on arrival. The carbonation is perfect. And it's got a nice big punch in the mouth of hoppy bitterness at the back end. It's got a lovely balance to it. The one thing I will say off the bat, it's quite short. The flavour on it is quite short. It's a very much, I'm not going to say blink and you miss it because that isn't true. But it's very quick. You have to be on your toes with this one. Straight away, it's really juicy. Orange, a bit of pineapple, grapefruit, The carbonation is very upfront as well. Proper tip of your tongue stuff. As soon as it touches your tongue, it's bang, full of flavour, full of hops. I think comes a massive sock of bitterness at the back end. None of that onion, that's like vegetal aroma I was getting comes from the flavour. It's juicy, it's nicely carbonated, lovely bitter finish to it. It's balanced perfectly. It's absolutely perfect. For an IPA, this is everything I want in an IPA. It has that balance. Excuse me. It coats the palate. The bitterness, although it's not, the sharpness is quite quick to it. It's bang and it's gone. But there is a lingering bitterness to it, a subtle lingering bitterness. So it has a finish to it, which is always good. Let's get the rest of that in there. I totally understand why this is a very popular beer. I totally get it. I mean, it looks fantastic. Look at the lacing on the glass. That's banging. And this is travelled all the way from Australia as well to get here, but it's still absolutely fantastic. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's definitely more herbal on the aroma than it is on the flavour. You're not really getting that on the flavour. Like I say, it's all up front, punchy, citrus, orange juice, pineapple, grapefruit, and then bosh, mid to back palate, full on bitterness. And it's got a bit of a malt build to it as well. It comes through quite nicely. Although it says it's quite subdued, going on the little diagrams they've got on the front of the can, it has a nice, got a biscuity malt character to it, adds to the depth. It's really good. It's a really, really good beer. It's an IPA you could get into a lot of trouble with because it's so easy drinking. Like I say, that little bit of carbonation does wonders. It really throws around all the elements to the beer, makes it a very, very refreshing experience. This is quality, absolute quality. Like I say, first time I've had anything from BentSpoke in Canberra, in the capital. But yeah, 2 years in a row, this has been voted Australia's #1 craft beer, and for a very good reason. Like I say, it's got a balance to it. It's hoppy, it's bitter, it's fruity, juicy, nice malt build to it, and it just drinks very, very easily. I'm well impressed. Yeah, that is great. Out in the sun, a barbecue, outdoor bar with the lads, this would be perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm a little bit jealous. I've got beer envy for our Australian friends, who yesterday would have celebrated Australia Day. So happy Australia Day to any Australians or watch the channel. But yeah, this is superb. Absolutely superb. The only thing that's missing is me being outside in warm weather. That's the only thing that's stopping this from being a 10 out of 10. But it's bloody close. I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. But that is a nigh on perfect IPA. That's absolutely fantastic. So BentSpoke Brewing Company from Canberra with their Crankshaft IPA. That is a 9.5 out of 10 for me. Fantastic. Thank you, Travis, again for that. Banging beer. I hope you've enjoyed this review. Give it a thumbs up if you have. Till my next one, you take care.